Yo, see, it's hard to act dumb when you have read a couple hundred books.
You mentioned your books before.
Also given the knowledge of self, that is all we actually need to survive. If you saw me, age 9, reading Malcolm, just fine.
And going through your website, you list them and you do promote them and you like encourage people to read them, including one of my favourites, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep.
Great.
Yeah. How does that influence the way you think and the way you live? And you personally?
It's really cliche, but someone said the person you become in 5 years will be a result of the people you meet and the books that you read. And I firmly believe that.
I was just as confused as you probably are, but you grow when you learn. Travel and cut, one too many man, you know, get caught up. One too many man that could have been doctors, end up spending the whole life boxed up. You learn if you study, so set out just to make them money. No cover, it's all about getting poor people to fight with one another.
There's certain things you won't say about your own people, there's certain things you won't do in your own community, because you understand the real enemy and the real criminal. Right. That's all. It's about having the strength to fight the real criminal, and that's what education gives.
Literacy liberates.
But we, whether we like it or not, we're fortunate enough, for whatever reason, to live in a country where we can go to the library. There's free libraries all over the country, where we can afford books. My brethren's from Brazil. We had him over recently, Brazilian hip-hop artist. In Brazil, books are £40, £50. And the average wage is £200 a month. If you're poor in Brazil, you ain't reading. It's just that simple. And if we change what we think is cool away from...
You lived in a real slum without food or running water, where police drive by and kill sons and daughters, you would give your right arm for the chance to go to school. Instead, what do? The killer, the trigger, to play the fool. And I ain't saying school is the answer. Educate yourself, see it's not the money you make, you are the wealth.
Well, it's that simple. It's like education don't have to be boring. You know, it don't have to be sitting down in a class. You know, not that reading is boring. I love reading. I read every single day. But it's about making education relevant to us, so we can succeed with it, and also making young people understand why education is made harder for them to attain than maybe, I don't know, a gun or a bag of weed or any of the other things that in many of our neighborhoods young people get a hold of, and we're taught to think of as strength.
But refuse to play small just to fit in your box. Refuse to play small just to fit in your box.
I had all this whole framework of people pushing me to push my mind, and that massive.
But if I teach a kid to be a mathematician, messing with the schism, how they gonna fill a prison when materialism is no longer our religion?
If you think one book, how many thousands of books and conversations and ideas, how many thousands of years of research have gone into creating one book?
Yeah.
For people to not read, to me, is absolute lunacy.
We can all talk, get $2, harder to be the one who seeks knowledge.
Like this one, provide, if you like, the raw material for all of that. Thousands of books, countless words, facts, stories, ideas, all the products of other minds packaged up and waiting to be transferred into our own and used by them.
You know, particularly if someone coming from the background I come from. I mean, I come from the people that were forced not to not read. You know? People fighting to be educated. We don't realise how hard our people fought, literally fought to be educated. For whom it was illegal to read. And that have a very long history of reading and writing that was of course broken, and then once that situation changed, people fought incredibly hard to be educated from that community, you know? People like Booker T. Washington, Elijah McCoy, Dr. Charles Richard Drew, we can go on with the list. So to me, to not read is lunacy, given how many people have sacrificed for me to be able to be educated. And just given what it gives us. Of course, society encourages young people, particularly young working class people, particularly young working class ethnic boys from the inner city, that being dumb is cool, you know? Just speak as stupid as you can, and tries to define the culture in that way, and it's very damaging.
But refuse to play small just to fit in your box. Refuse to play small just to fit in your box.
Of books produced since the dawn of the reading.
You know, I grew up seeing conflict really as a result of many things, but sometimes just a result of two people not able to communicate. You know, not able to have the words to express what they wanted to say, so it becomes conflict, you know, people just snap like that. And so it affected me because I was intelligent. So that made me want to be more intelligent. I think that our ability to use words, to engage with the language, to receive the education and the wealth of knowledge that we can in this country, for better or for worse, most countries in the world don't have free libraries.
Yeah.
And we take that for granted. And it's just another reflection of just how apathetic we've become. Particularly for me, as an African Caribbean male, when the generations before me fought so hard for the right to be educated.
Yeah.
I think for me to take that for granted would reflect that I didn't know my history very well. And I've been fortunate enough to know my history relatively well from quite a young age. So I've never ever taken that privilege for granted. I literally own a library. That's all that's happened. I'm not 100%. Trying to uplift the minds, you know? Trying to uplift the minds a little bit and just be yourself. I just try to encourage people to think, to question the status quo, to question what they're told. But really, to me, education, the word educate actually means to draw out what is within. That's actually the root meaning of the word education. So to me, no one else can't educate you. They can only help you bring out what you naturally already have. No, I mean, from a young age, books-wise, I was always open and was always... Being educated was the best thing you could do.
You talk to act inferior and play position.
All of this, we can do everything to change it. Everything. We just have to turn off the television and start reading books.
One of my own homeboys did a 10 straight in the boxing yard. Now what's he doing? Passing his doctorate. Don't tell me that it's too hard. Who trained you to believe you're inferior?
And that's, imagine if every youth went home, right, today, not just even black youth, every working class youth in Britain went home today and said, we're going to read a book. There's only about 5 books you need to read that will change your whole outlook on the world. Am I lying? Literally, about 5, there's about, so if you read, for example, a book like The Awakening of Intelligence by J. Krishnamurti, if you read a book like They Came Before Columbus by Abby Uncertain, if you read a book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, or The Law of Success in 16 Lessons, if you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, if you read these books, it will change who you are forever. Secret Life of Plants. You know what I mean? So you spend 3 months of your time and your whole outlook's just different. If the whole hood did that, all of this going to jail, all of this fighting, is over. And it's that simple. It's just about education. Education changes everything.
We ain't studying history, too busy watching MTV. And MTV said, wear platinum. Now everybody wanna go and wear platinum. And MTV said, pop magnums. Now everybody wanna go and pop magnum. If MTV said, drink prune juice, you will start hearing that in tune soon.
Literally, when slavery finished, the first thing our people were fighting for was an education. Man was like, I'm ready to go to war for this education. And because they understood what an education is and how valuable.
What poets influence you, bar Shakespeare?
Yeah, people like Saul Williams, obviously, was a kind of huge spoken word poet, but then more the older poets, so a lot of ancient Egyptian poetic writings, or people like Rumi, a lot of the Sufi poetry I'm really into.
The dare to speak intelligent, dare to speak intelligent.
Kind of Native American poetry, world poetry. I've got a really interesting world poetry anthology. I'm into some of the kind of more recent kind of English and European stuff, but particularly Shakespeare. I think there was something about that time, the kind of pre-Victorian age.
If you want a little knowledge bigger than college, I promise you the metaphorics that will offer you solid.
But even more recent, I mean, even someone like Pablo Neruda, he wasn't particularly complex with the words, but he was a great poet, you know? And I think that, who was it who said it? Gabriel Garcia Marquez said, the more transparent the writing, the more visible the poetry.
I got half the hood screaming, knowledge is power. And I ain't saying that'll change rap back, but I do know this for a fact. Right now there's a youth on your block with his hands on his face screwed up. So he don't care, don't give a that he won't let nobody call his bluff, but the words go in. Open your shackles, once that's happened, there is no going backwards. You start to see what is really happening. Who the enemy you should be attacking is. So read, stuck on the block, read, sitting in the box, read. Don't let them say what you can achieve. Because when people are enslaved, one of the first things they do is stop them reading. Because it is well understood that intelligent people will take their freedom. Because if we knew our power, we would understand we can't be held down. If we knew our power, we would not elevate not one of these clowns. If we knew our power, we wouldn't get arrogant when we get 2 pennies. If we knew our power, we would see what everybody sees, that we're rich already. But never mind, MCs go run for your mummy. I'm hungry, I run for my tummy. That's enough, back to worshipping money. I'm off, back to the study. With money, I'm off, back to the study. Man! I can't even burn the booth down, man! And someone pass me that extinguisher! Oh! Hey, brother!
That mic has been burned.
Illustrate Records. Now that is what you call fire in the
the booth. Not only they come with real crazy flows, the bars are crazy, the punchlines are crazy. They had a message, man.